Very good morning, students. Myself Ashrit sir. Today we will discuss the second chapter of your chemistry, that is the physical and chemical changes. So as you know, change is a permanent feature in nature and in your everyday lives. Some common examples or some common changes that you observe in nature and in your surroundings are the change of day and night, change of season, growth of the plant, ripening of fruits, etc. So many changes you are observing in your everyday lives. Okay, we when changes takes place, the substance may change their color, shape, states, etc. So a change may be desirable, which is useful for the human being, or undesirable, which is harmful for the human being. So the changes are classified. Basing on that, today we will discuss the desirable and undesirable changes. What are they? Desirable changes, the changes that is useful for the human being, are said to be desirable changes. Okay, so just go through the examples: the ripening of fruits, cooking of food, occurrence of photosynthesis in green plants, pasteurization of milk, formation of curd from milk, change of season, etc. are the desirable changes. Understood? Now we will go to undesirable changes. As I have told you, the change which is harmful to the human being or causes destruction is called an undesirable changes. Clear? So, taking example, the natural calamities like earthquake, cyclonic storm, all these are undesirable changes. Some other changes like spoiling of food, rotting of fruit, curdling of milk, rusting of iron, erosion of soil, exhaustive mining, overutilization of groundwater, etc. are undesirable changes because these are harmful to the human being. Okay, but certain changes which are desirable as well as undesirable at some same time. How? For example, the burning of fuel. It is useful for the human being because burning of fuel produces heat and which are used for cooking. So this is desirable, but it is also undesirable. Why? It causes air pollution. Okay. Another example we can take: rain. Rain is a desirable change which is useful for the human being, but excessive rain that causes floods is harmful for the human being, which is an undesirable change. Okay, now we will discuss the reversible and irreversible changes. What are they? The reversible changes that can be reversed or returned to its original form by reversing the conditions, which is called a reversible change. For example, melting of ice, evaporation of water, glowing of electric bulb, stretching of rubber band, dissolving of sugar in water, etc. These are all the examples, certain examples of reversible changes. Then what is irreversible change? A change that cannot be reversed. A change that cannot be reversed. Even by reversing the condition also, the change doesn't change, reverse. Okay, this is called irreversible change. So for taking example, burning of paper, aging of living beings, cooking of food, ripening of fruits, formation of curd from the milk, rusting of iron, these we cannot reverse. These changes we cannot reverse. So these are called irreversible changes. Okay, now we will discuss the physical and chemical changes. Though there are so many type of changes, but in chemistry we mainly discuss about two type of changes, that is physical change and chemical change. So a physical change is a change. What is physical change? It is a change in which no new substance is formed. Okay, this is called a physical change. All changes of state. What are the changes of states? Like there are so many processes like melting, freezing, boiling, and condensation. These are the processes where changes of state takes place. These are all physical changes. For example, when water is cooled, it freezes, it condenses to form ice. It freezes to form ice. When left in open, ice melts and changes back to water. Similarly, water is boiled, it changes to water vapor. Okay, so when water vapor is cooled, it condenses back to its liquid water. So this means the change of state in all these cases is temporary and reversible. So one more point is physical change is temporary and reversible. Next, the property of ice and water are same, that is no new substance is formed. They are having the same properties, though the state changes but the property remains same. So physical change where no new substance is formed. Okay, next is the basic unit of water is the molecule of water. Ice is also composed of water molecule. The only difference is the water molecule and ice are very closer to each other because of their great intermolecular force of attraction. In first chapter we discussed ice is the solid. So what we discussed in solid, the intermolecular force of attraction is very strong. The molecules are very close to each other. The space is practically absent. Okay, so the molecules are same as that of liquid water and ice. So the chemical composition of the substance does not change. It is another characteristic of physical change. Okay, what is that? The chemical composition of the substance does not change. Similarly, dissolving sodium chloride. What is sodium chloride? The salt what we are consuming in our food is called the sodium chloride, which when dissolved in water, it is also a physical change. Why? Because suppose you take sodium chloride dissolved in water, which is called salt solution, and heat the salt solution in a china dish over a water bath till all the water evaporates. Then what happens? A white mass of common salt will be obtained. A white mass of common salt will be obtained. So dissolving common salt in water is also a physical change. Clear? Now, one more interesting topic we will discuss, the ammonium chloride. What is this compound? Ammonium chloride is a substance which on heating changes to its vapor state. Understood? So, changing of solid to its vapor state without going to its liquid state is called, the process is called sublimation. Okay, so ammonium chloride is one example which sublimes on heating. So you can get back the ammonium chloride from its vapor on reversing the condition, that is on cooling. So this is an experiment, an activity what is given based on sublimation. What is that? In this china dish we have taken the ammonium chloride solid and it is heated, but before heating we are covering with an funnel inverted, closing or choking the opening end of the funnel, narrow end of the funnel with the cotton wool. Okay, now you heat the solid. What happens after some time? The solid ammonium chloride what is present inside this china dish evaporates, and when you remove the burner, when you cool the total apparatus, what happens? Ammonium, the vapor ammonium chloride will solidify at the cooler part of the funnel. So the solid changes to vapor, again on cooling it changes to solid ammonium chloride. This process is called sublimation. So again we are getting the process is reversible, so it is physical change. So sublimation is a physical change. Okay, now we will discuss the characteristics of a physical change. What are they? Generally the change is temporary and reversible. No new substance is formed. The chemical composition of the original substance is not altered. A physical change may cause changes in state, shape, size and color of the substance. Okay. So now we'll discuss certain examples based on the physical changes, like glowing of an electric bulb. What happens? When you switch on the bulb, the current passes through the filament and the bulb starts glowing. When you switch off, what happens? The bulb switched off and the getting the same filament as usual, returning back to its normal condition. Then the bulb stops glowing. So this is glowing of an electric bulb is a physical change. Now we'll discuss about magnetizing a piece of iron. What happens? Okay, magnetizing a piece of iron by rubbing a bar magnet over it several times. When heat the piece of iron, or drop it on the floor, it loses its magnetism. So no new substance is formed. Again you are getting back the iron. So during this process you are getting the iron changes to its magnet, again get back its original situation or state, that is iron, which is reversible. No new substance is formed. So magnetizing a piece of iron is a physical change. Now breaking of a glass tumbler. What is this? Suppose you have just thrown a glass, or glass is fell down from your hand on the floor, it breaks into pieces. What happens? Each broken piece of the glass tumbler is still a glass, the composition remains same, does not change, so no new substance is formed. So breaking of glass tumbler is also a physical change. Similarly, drying of wet cloth, sublimation, as we discussed, are the examples of physical change. Okay children, today we discussed about the physical change, the characteristics, the reversible, irreversible, desirable and undesirable changes. You have to remember the definition and the examples. Okay, thank you.